this would take 24 hours. This would take 24 hours. This would take 24 hours. But I'm almost there, bro. It's my little.
That's so tight.
Bro, this is
awesome.
Goop. It's like when you have a subscription to, to a fucking magazine that's like build your own Goop. You know what I mean? You get one piece every time.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's why I was like, I saw it in the background. I already knew. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have so much fun.
What are you using to create the 3D model? Using what, ZBrush?
No, I use Blender, and
Okay.
and then I play with other programs like Mesh Mixer, and then I just use a slicer, which his name is Cora, which is just, it's all free beta, internet that the public can use, and they use a little information to see what you're using and how you use it to make better products and stuff for the people. So I'm, as an artist, I just utilize free stuff to make stuff, and I make stuff.
That blender's good, man. I had a little go on that, Goopmassta. I made, I made 2 marbles with like a cylinder next to it, and the cylinder looked like glass.
Did you sell it?
Geoff, I don't know what you're laughing at, mate. You're still on cubes, bro.
My gosh. No,
I'm on
no,
2 marbles.
Those are just the physical things, man. Oh my gosh.
But by the way, boys, I say that I think the podcast has started, right, Emmett? Because
just press record.
Yeah, we've been recording. Lily Poor isn't gonna make it. She's not on, so it's just the lads.
Nice.
Go on, Geoff. Sorry, mate. I cut you off. What have you been building in 3D world?
You know what? It's not even worth it, man. It's a cube, but it's also a die. It's dice. But this isn't even my file. It was just a practice thing. I've also printed like a toy boat. Like I literally just got this like last week.
I'm proud of you, bro. That shit's sick.
Let me see the toy boat.
Okay.
It's the toy boat file. I know you're sure.
Yeah, it's like a calibration file. It's super small.
Yup.
That is sick, man. It's like a little little Monopoly piece.
Yeah. So one of the kids that was helping me, he runs a meme account on Instagram, and he sells these right here. These like thick Kirby's.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Oh, thick Kirby. Oh my god.
And he makes like $1,000 a month selling these thick Kirby's.
Who
and
is
he's just
this
3D
kid?
printing.
Who is this kid, man? Let's give him a shout out.
What's
his handle?
He always changes the meme account name.
Why is he has to keep changing it because he keeps getting shut down? His memes
Yeah.
are outrageous.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what, I'm not like in the meme world. I don't know. Let me see.
Me either, mate. Paper Frank, have you been making anything 3D, bro?
No, not yet. Well, I've been working on one little toy, but I'm working on trying to put my characters together in a CAD file, like what Goop was talking about, so I can get them mass produced.
Yeah.
So I just been playing around with it, but I've been watching them, especially good with that big piece, man. I'm like, that looks so cool. I know you've been waiting like a baby.
It's a jumbo edition to my first toy. You want to see another one that I printed? It's called the Gulp.
Yeah. Bro. Keep them coming, mate, while Geoff searches for that meme account.
Yeah, so the name of the meme account is Fart Glock.
Fart with a T, Fart Glock.
Yeah, like the
fart
gun.
like a fart and then Glock like the gun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's a sick meme account name. Oh, let me see. Goop, you got to say something because I'm on a speaker view.
I got you. Okay. So this thing's called the Gulp. It's obviously Goopmassta, my character, and then a Hulk, mashup. So these are just bootlegging toys and putting things together. This is all 3D file. I mean, if you really look, it's got all that little step ladders and all that stuff. But I mean, this is a great way to start prototyping ideas and putting things together. Like I just recently produced an Astro Master, which is an Astro Boy with Goop's face on it, and it did pretty relatively well. And So this is after the 3D print. This is how it looks, and then you polish it and
That looks nice.
and you like clean it up, and they have like little things that you can do to prep the area and different materials. This is PLA, so it's just plastic, this green one, and then there's SBL, some other name of a plastic, but it does vapors, and instead of sanding, you can use the gas, and it sands it for you, makes it smooth. So there's a lot of techniques, bro. I mean, I grew up in YouTube University, so I graduated with flying degrees.
Bro, I'm
Nobody
learning.
could tell me I can't do nothing.
Yeah, right on, man. I'm learning stuff already. But Goop, when you do Sequels Academy, are you going to be smoking blunts and drinking Modelo's like now? Or?
No. This is adults at 6 o'clock after. Oh no, it's 4 o'clock.
Teach them kids how to roll blunts and drink a Modelo properly, man. They don't understand.
No. No, please don't. I would not like to be part of that.
Mate, speaking of which, I mean, look, we probably won't talk that much about the Academy because, to be honest, by the time this podcast comes out, you would have done it anyway. But it is the reason that brings us all together, the Sequels Academy Summer Camp. Oi, oi, oi. And you three are 3 of the 5 like core teachers, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Teaching youth. Teaching the youth how to be like you.
You said youth like it was spelled Y umlaut F.
Yeah, oof. Mate. That's how I talk. I've got a funny accent from a funny country, Geoff. Geoff, speaking of accents and words, how do you say your surname again?
My surname is Gouveia.
Gouveia.
Yeah.
Sounds like an expensive chocolate bar.
Yeah, dude, it is. It's really expensive. More expensive than Ghirardelli. Gouveia.
We'll call you the white truffle.
Okay.
Special edition.
Sounds good.
Bro, can your 3D printer print chocolate bars?
Yes, actually, one of the things that came across was, have you heard of? You can send one of the concepts I've always found fascinating is gag gifts to send people in the mail. So like I don't know if you've ever heard of, there was a company on Shark Tank that would literally send potatoes.
Yeah.
You could mail a potato.
Yeah.
So there's this other company that just there was this other company that popped up on Instagram that was selling chocolate butts. I don't know why everything has to do with 3D printing and butts, but that's
because it's funny.
Yeah. So you know what? You could 3D print a mold of whatever you want and then pour chocolate into it, but the actual chocolate, nah.
Yeah, but can't they make that soon though? Like, so surely a 3D printer exists.
I'm sure they do. It's just
I saw a dude 3D print a steak. He used like some plant stuff, and he printed it out, and then he like cooked it on the stove and ate it.
This is true. I saw the same thing somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it, but that's like the new thing. 3D printing the steak. I saw that. But was it plant? Yeah, it was like a plant based, but it's meant to taste like Beyond Meat, I guess.
Very expensive piece of steak.
Bro, that would be sick, man. I could just send one of you lot a steak.
Do you have
that's gonna be in the future.
Say again?
Do we have any chimichurri? Sorry, we ran out of that printer.
I'll just fucking print one up.
Fuck that, I'm gonna print money.
Oh my God.
Yeah, mate, you can do it all. You can do it all. So look, how are we all feeling about the summer camp anyway? Like, do you guys have experience teaching like young people, or is it your first time?
I've done a program with it's a school here called the School of Piedmont in Atlanta, and it's for children with autism. And I had that experience, and I just know if you lose the attention of the kids, I'm gonna apply it the same way. If you lose the attention of those kids, it's like going for that whole day. Like, you gotta start over again the next day. But, how old are the kids again?
The kids are, I think 10 to 17 is the age range.
Okay. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah. It's not like regular school. Like they want to do this. So
that's true. If anything, I'll just start dancing and teach them how.
Well, I said if it gets crazy, I'm gonna pull a wild card. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but
you're gonna 3D print the worst student and then just beat the crap out of that 3D print. That's what you're gonna do. Yeah. One of my first jobs out of college, I taught for the Riverside Art Museum, and my first assignment was to teach kids at the Juvenile Delinquent Center in Beaumont. So it's like a ranch where kids go if they're too bad for juvenile hall. So they're like straight up in chains the whole time, and yeah, that was wild. So I'm ready for kids who actually want to be there. So I know the other side of it.
Geoff, mate, let's dive into that a little bit, because
Okay.
that sounds fucking mental.
Yeah.
So
It was wild, bro. It was like people fighting in the middle of the class, and I have no control.
but
Yeah.
when you say ranch, was it like out in the sticks?
Yeah, like they tell them like you can run away because you will die. Like it's around nothing. Like it's just like it's a huge desert.
They're telling you that's your get out. Like, yeah, Geoff, just by the way, man, if shit gets on top, like, feel free to just run away.
Just run. No, they're saying that to the people who are like staying there, the students who are staying there, the children who are staying there, because there's nowhere for them to go. Like, it's basically an island. It's out in the sticks for sure. Yeah, it's
It sounds like
it's
boot
deep in
camp
the hills.
versus classes.
Oh, dude, it's 100% boot camp. It's not. They live there, and I just got to visit. You have to like sign in. You have to get patted down. Yeah,
that's Geoff's experience. So he's gonna come into the summer camp with these like sweet little like 10-year-olds being like, right, motherfuckers.
Dude, I'm gonna just run. I'm just gonna take that. No, I have experience also teaching at my church as well. So it's like the exact opposite of it. So yeah. I got both ends of the spectrum.
He's the only one in teacher lounge eating a 3D steak.
Mate, but I bet the church kids are naughty too, right? Aren't some of them like, I don't want to be here? How old are they?
Yeah. I mean, depends on the topic, but you know, when it comes to art, and you give them an option, like if you want to go to learn something about art, you want to learn something about something else, and they choose to go to art, they're down.
They're into it. But what about at the ranch? Did you have any like crazy moments, or like, was it a good experience overall, or was it just...
So there was one time when I don't know. Sometimes I refer to myself as like, I don't know, just like, all right, yeah, daddy's got this. Like, I don't know, just like something. And I said like, okay, daddy's here. And one kid was like, you're not my dad. You're not my dad. You're not my daddy. And I was like, yeah, I know. Like, that's the joke. And he got so mad that the security guard had to restrain him, and he took him out. So.
Oh my, mate.
Oh.
Yeah, Geoff, don't be cool. You can't be referring to yourself as daddy.
Yeah, I know. It's context, right? It's context. It's not like zaddy. It's just like, all right, yeah, dad's gonna take care of this, and he just, I don't know. I don't know what happened in his life, but it was not.
I tried not to say anything about daddy and those type of words around kids, because I'm already a troublemaker, so they already assume that I'm gonna say something weird. So.
But Goop, have you led any like youth workshops or anything like that before?
No.
Seriously, this is your first time?
Yeah, this would definitely be my first time. So, I was very interested and wanted to get my hands into a different experience. And, I think it's pretty cool to just get the students and just the youth a chance to learn from someone that taught themselves, that it's cool that, hey, man, I'm not saying that it's not for you, but you don't need to go to school. You don't need to do anything crazy. Like, if you have that chance, please go to school and please go to all these activities. But some kids don't, and it's like, for me, like growing up and as a self-taught artist, I feel like, man, this is a cool experience to like, I did it, you could do. So
yeah, that's dope, man. So what is your how did you get into art then? Like how you completely self-taught? Like what made you want to pick that up as a like a career, or were you just like really into it as a kid? But
It's hilarious. So I grew up and like I was I'm 85, so that means like I'm more of a 90s kid, and everything's all about product and toys, and that's when like all that came out, right? So like Muppets and all that type of stuff kind of just really got to me, and like I always wanted to do my own character, to be one of those guys, and so I just would always see The Simpsons or just anything in that time era, and I would try to draw it myself, and I would show my mom, and she would be like, "You didn't draw that, you traced it. You traced it." And I'm like, "I didn't trace nothing. Check it out." So I would always purposely make the pillowcase or the book or whatever I'm looking at as reference, because we didn't have internet back then. It was like you better look on on books and magazines and stuff. So I would make the picture a little bit bigger than the actual drawing, so you like no way would trace it, you know. So then I go ahead and I do that, and like my mom was like, "Wow, this kid's got something," and she gave me paper and like to just to keep drawing and stuff. So basically, as I grow up in time, like I get into like a tattoo business with my friend, because he was doing graffiti and like he worked as a tattoo artist, and so I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool, man. Let me check that out." And I got into that circle, and then the graffiti dudes were teaching me tattooing, and they were showing me all like the non like cool guy shit, like the underground stuff. So I would just paint, and then like from there, that just sparked my interest, and I was like, aha, that's my chance to have a character, my character dream, to blow him up, to be here, there, everywhere. And then like products, and then all that kind of just started like manifesting, and like, yeah, I just kind of like, it took over my life, man. And so I've been doing my character for the last like 15 years. And I just, everything, it's like sometimes people are too busy for you, or just like they don't have the time themselves. So you have to teach yourself. So I taught myself, and everything I do, I just teach myself. So I became the artist who I am by just being diligent.
Yeah, man. And what about like, so what about school though? Like, because me, my experience with art at school just wasn't good, man. I didn't like it. I didn't really respect the teachers. I didn't like the kind of lesson plan. The first thing I did when I was a kid was like picked up a pencil and started drawing. Like I was really creative when I was young. But school nearly kind of ruined it for me, if I'm honest, man, because again, it didn't feel creative. It felt like, like an academic version of creativity. It was about homework and about history and all that. So what was your experience? And then obviously I want to jump on to Frank and Geoff, but
yeah.
What about school?
Well, of course, like, school's academic is to teach you a certain way of life, but there are those teachers, that do care, and there's people that do care. And I know for us growing up, there were like, because like now the art system is kind of like falling apart in the school systems and those programs and music and whatnots. But like when I was growing up, I had an art program, and I had one teacher in third grade, and I never forget what the word she told me, bro, until this day. Like, there's never no mistakes, and like, if you do a doodle off the hair and it's a mess up, well, be creative and figure something out. So like, there's always those people to push you forward. And, I had a ceramics teacher, and she was a hippie and loved really like doing that. And that was like from third grade to all the way to like ninth grade. So those were my only art experiences in school. And then everything else was on the streets and cultures, and like meeting these dudes below me and you, and like, there's people that care, that want to be part of just society and life, and just spread knowledge. And I think that's cool, man. So like, it doesn't have to be school, it just has to be education. Yeah. So anybody can teach you. So
well, exactly, man. And I think, that like you three are examples of that, because that's what we're going to do, like with this academy, but also with the summer camp, but also what we try and do at Sequels Academy in general, which is like the whole point of it is that it is a version of Secret Wars to teach younger people like what we do, you know, and the kind of the brand of art, or not the style of art, but the kind of art that Secret Wars pushes forward, which is like, as you're saying, man, no mistakes, and just like diving in, like black paint, white wall, black ink, white wall, just go for it, you know. So I mean, I agree with that, man. There's all sorts of places that you can find this kind of inspiration and insight. And yeah, you three are helping us. But Frank, what about you, man? Like, how was your experience with art and like mentors, teachers? Did you teach yourself like Goop mostly, or what happened
Yeah,
with you?
everything was self-taught. I grew up in a family who were all artists, but the only people who took it serious were my grandmother and my uncle. And then, you know, everybody else really didn't do anything with it. So I was like, I'm gonna do it. So it wasn't until really I went to high school in Asheville, North Carolina. It's a very artsy town, and my art teachers used to be on me because they knew I had talent. But just like I was saying, I hated the class part of it because it was kind of like, you know, art history stuff. You know, you don't want to learn that when you're a kid. It's boring. So I would just do all the projects. I remember they put me in the Asheville Mall, and that's when I started taking it serious. And after that, I just came to Atlanta, and then do you guys know who Maya Bailey is? Tattoo artist.
Yeah.
He took me under his wing. I came straight from high school because he went to the high school I went to, and he taught me how to tattoo. And then I started having shows and stuff after that, and that was that.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I mean, that's it, mate. Like for me, it was like, you know, and I think if any kids are listening to that, it's like art history is a part of it.
Yeah,
You know, I get that. I
it
get
is a
why you've
part
got
of
to
it.
learn that at school. And I didn't really necessarily have a problem with that. But for me, right, I could just across the board with school, I could never like get my head around homework. Like what I've got to be at school all day, and I've got to come home and keep being at school. Like no, I just didn't like
Hell
it.
no.
And I think that's what I was saying, man. When I would come into art classes, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I haven't got my homework, they'd be just as hard on me, if not harder. You know, it's like, no, you got to do this. And I think I just definitely didn't really see the correlation between like being an organized person and being a creative person. If you get your homework in on time, that doesn't make you a good artist, does it? Like, you know, it didn't make any sense to me, man.
Well, it kind of does a little bit if you're trying to like, it does show you something, but you never know it until it happens and it starts making you realize it, that type of organization kind of like propels you to a better art career because now you're organized. And yeah, it's painting, but you have to make sure you're painting every day. You know, you have to make sure you're doing certain tasks every day, because if you're just like a free whatever, then that's probably what's gonna happen. You're just free whatever guy. But you know, it's like
Goop,
there's a lesson.
you're sounding
There's a
like my
lesson
old
for everything.
teacher, bro.
I know, right? Damn it! What'd you guys do to me?
You're giving me anxiety, mate. No, you are right, man. I mean, it's true. When you're a kid, it's different, and looking back, it is different. But I definitely maintain that there are some awesome teachers out there, undoubtedly. But there are also some teachers that don't give a shit, you know. And I definitely had some teachers that didn't really give a shit, and I don't want to, deny that fact. And I think it's about lifting up the teachers that do care, and swearing at the ones that don't.
And we don't like those guys.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Geoff, man, what about you, bro? Because I'm finding this real interesting. Like, what was your experience in your early life of art, and how'd you get into it?
Early life, I didn't really. I mean, I would draw, but I was not like an art kid. I didn't always draw. I think my dad has a drawing that I'm pretty sure I traced. It's like a Viking that's like the only drawing that we have from before I was 17. But I was a kid in school that would always, I would just leave my chair and just like go walk around the classroom and talk to other people. And I would just always get in trouble because of that. I like talking, like moving around. But when I got into art class in my junior year of high school, because I took the beginning level class junior year of high school because of sports. I was in soccer, so I had to like delay some of the beginning level stuff. that junior year, I as soon as I got in there, it was like I was just immediately focused. Like I didn't leave the seat, didn't really talk that much because I was really consumed in the work, and I just fell in love with the idea of making something and just being creative and making things. I didn't really have a problem with the homework because there wasn't really homework in that class. That teacher didn't really assign things creatively, and she wasn't like an amazing teacher. I remember she said she really only liked like realistic horses, and I could just not. That was not my thing. And I feel like that's like the mark of a good artist is if you can draw a realistic horse. And like she's like, oh, because this one girl drew a realistic horse, and she's like, yeah, she's gonna make it because she's gonna be able to sell to a magazine. It's like, well, look, Mrs. Anthony, like there's no magazines left in the world. Like everything's digital, so. And nobody's buying freaking realistic horses, so that's true. Like,
literally no one.
Yeah, literally nobody. So it wasn't until college that I really just I fell in love with large scale work. It was just like that's what I wanted. I wanted to do something just huge. So I just started trying to draw as big as possible. And I liked graffiti, but I didn't like the actual game of it. Like I respect graffiti artists, but I didn't like the destruction aspect of it. And that just like isn't my personality, but I totally understand where graffiti artists come from. And it's like, it's its own rules. And for me, I've never viewed myself as a graffiti artist because like, I just never was in that realm. I was more of always character driven. And I preferred to paint in really large places that were already beat up. Like if somebody had already, been tagging over each other multiple times, I was down to paint my character, and then I knew next day it was going to get tagged over, but like I just wanted to practice. So that for me, that's
Jeff,
what like got me
Jeff
started.
Just walking up to the wall and starting beef left, right, and center.
Everybody just no, it's just like
graffiti artists. I'm gonna paint my mural.
Really bad throwies that were like people just like going over each other, like everybody's biting everybody.
Yeah, but bro, here's the thing, man. The people doing the really bad throwies are usually the most nuts ones.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, maybe I still got my haters, but back then I used to go by WEND, which means like to go or to travel, and so I don't go by that anymore.
To go or to travel? What? Like that's a word from like a different language? What?
From your language, actually. It's from like Old England.
Old English.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must wend.
Yeah, you must wend on. Yeah.
Yeah, mad man.
The New England kind of guy, but anyway.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Patriots.
No, I don't know. It's America.
just America.
Yeah, just America.
The new.
Yeah, bro. Have you seen Hamilton? Yeah. Brush up, bro.
Mate, I'm getting lost, man. I'm like the English person that doesn't understand all this stuff. But Jeff, I didn't know that about you, bro. So you kind of got into... This is all like quite late on, right? As you 16, 17.
Yeah.
You really 16, were like,
17.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And look, dude, obviously, I forgot that about you. You're a pretty good soccer player. So anyone who listens to all 13 people that listen to this podcast know that soccer is my game. It's my favorite.
Yeah, that's
I forgot that about Geoff, man. And Geoff is a certified soccer star. And bro, it reflects in your work. But I think this is inspirational. It's important. I love the way that you've merged like two of your loves. And because really, I mean, you do lots of like different art, but a massive bulk of your like portfolio, I guess, is kind of like soccer related, right?
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
Like,
no.
How any tips on that, man? Can you just fucking make that happen?
That was honestly purely strategic because I mean I've always loved soccer, always have loved soccer. But I got my first freelance gigs were for coffee shops. Coffee shops are kind of like modern day skate shops in a way, that there's a lot of merch being moved through coffee shops, and that they always need a shirt. So the budgets are always going to be super, super small. You probably can't get more than $400 per illustration for a coffee shop. They just don't have enough margin. So I thought, what's a better margin business? What's going to have bigger budgets and what's going to be a lot cooler? And for me, that was the soccer industry. And so I just thought, if I take the model that the skate industry has in Southern California and apply it to soccer, I bet I can make money in it. And that was like my whole thesis. and then I just hit it super hard. And yeah, I mean that's like where I went. It was mostly a business decision. Although I do love the game, it was more like, you know, my hero was like Ed Templeton did it for skate. What would that look like for soccer? And like that's what I wanted.
Yeah,
Sick,
for real,
man.
man. We
That's
got
sick.
to play FIFA as well, Geoff. Me and you, it's one game each, right? On FIFA.
You say that, but I honestly feel like it's 2-1 me.
Do you genuinely believe that?
Oh, I genuinely know that. Yeah, I know it.
Really? But when, I mean, look, to be fair, I haven't drunk any alcohol, by the way, boys, for 6 months. Big up the Modelo that Goop's got in his hand. But when me and Geoff played FIFA, I was trapped.
You were pretty sauced, yeah, but you won that game.
Yeah, I won that game. And then we played another one, and I thought you won that one, and I thought that was it. There was no decider.
Well, I'll kill you again. I'm no stranger to FIFA, my guy. I'll play you right now.
Yeah, we'll play, mate. The other two look bored at this conversation. You soccer fans, Goop and Frank.
Frank,
I just got into soccer.
Soccer, bro.
I got into soccer.
Oh, come on, Frank. Talk me through it, man. Why did you get into soccer? How's it going for you? Who's your team?
In elementary school, we had a big field, and we didn't have nothing else. It was no gym. It was just a giant sand field for soccer. So I used to play then. But I've been working with Atlanta United here a lot. And
Yes.
I went to one of the games finally, and I was just in love after that.
Bro,
That's a good team, man. That's a good team.
Do you go to that big, like, brutalist Mercedes-Benz stadium?
It was right before the pandemic really hit. Yeah, I went to the first game ever, and then after that, we got locked down.
Bro, that stadium is serious. I went there as well, man.
It took me like an hour, 2 hours to get in the game. I remember.
What do you mean, queuing up?
Yeah, just getting in line and stuff. It was so huge. There's so many people.
Yeah, Atlanta, they've got a big fan base, right? I mean, because again, like Geoff will tell you, soccer back where I'm from, it's insane. Like, it's nuts. And it doesn't matter what, like, there's teams in like the 4th division down that are like sellout crowds every game.
But those sellout crowds are like 12,000 at that level, yeah? We're talking 70,000 here for Atlanta United, which is insane anywhere in the world.
No, it's impressive, mate. All right, Geoff, don't get sensitive. I love the MLS too.
The MLS. See, that's the problem. You put the word "the" in front of it. Like, that's
Major League Soccer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but Geoff, there are some teams that don't get massive crowds, right?
Yeah, it'd be like our Real Salt Lake is gonna pull like less than 10,000 a game.
But it is growing and it's getting more popular in
I think it's getting way more popular.
Yeah.
Goop, mate, who's your team? You got an MLS team?
So I got one soccer story that I'm trying to, because everybody was talking about soccer. So I was about 8 years old, and I really wanted to be joining the soccer team, and I was so stoked that my mom and like, we're a poor family, you know, so we do what we can. So this one year, she was like, you know what? I'm gonna let you try out, and I was like, holy shit, this is gonna happen. Dope. We get to the field, and I meet the coach, and he's like checking me out, you know, basically like kicking the tires and stuff, see what I'm made out of. And he's like, yo, boy, go run a couple laps. And I'm like, what? Like right now? And like I go and I run, and I'm like, bro, I'm a fat little kid, bro. You know, like ain't running for me, bro. I'm playing video games. So I go and I run like 2 laps, and that's just like, I'm sure just a very quick warm up for someone, you know, just for the ankle. I'm over here like sweating like a pig, and I'm like coming back to my mom like, I don't think I'm gonna do this. And my mom goes, yeah, you're right. We're not gonna do this. And I go, why? What happened? She's like, I'm not paying no $30, $40 for a uniform. And so, so that's pretty much my soccer story. So ever since then, I was just kind of like, I'm not trying to do no soccer or anything.
But were you upset because you wanted the uniform, or were you happy because you didn't want to run the laps?
Both. For sure, both. I mean, I wanted the uniform for the swag, but I was not, you know. But I mean, as you get older, you know, I kind of see the games and stuff. Everybody's rowdy. You know, I see the European, like on the other side of the pond. Like, soccer is a very, very, very intense game, and everybody puts heart into it, and I like seeing that from the fans. So it definitely brings me back to like what sports is about, just the camaraderie and like the epicness of the stories, and who's and what's what. So I mean, I don't really have a team, but I like the environment. So
Well, mate, I think you've got to next season when Atlanta United come and play LAFC at some point. Every team plays every team in MLS, right, Geoff? It's not split.
That's a good question. I honestly don't. On the season, I don't know.
Well, if it happens,
I think
we've got
so.
to get
I think
Frank
so.
over. We got to get Frank over in his Atlanta United red and black stripes, and then us three can we'll just adopt Goop into the LAFC family. Geoff, you're an LAFC fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'll be the hype man.
Yeah, I got season tickets right next to the 3252.
Yeah. How's that going for you at the minute?
It's going fine.
You're still just paying, right? You're paying for nothing.
No, actually, so that's a good question.
My stats are going down.
Yeah, I did a gig for LAFC before they even started that I converted into season tickets. So I don't pay.
Oh, all right. Lucky for some.
So I don't know what that means though for next season. Like, did they count this season? Because that would be frustrating. I mean, I would understand it. I don't know, man. That sucks for sports franchises on this moment.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. You need You need your season ticket frozen or something, don't you? So that you can have it for next season. They just gave Terry a nice gold medallion, LAFC gold medallion. Did you get one of them, Geoff?
No, didn't he upgrade his seats?
Probably, mate. He's probably sitting like on a throne on his own.
He's probably that guy wearing the Manchester United kit at the LAFC game. That's him. That's that guy.
Mate, the first game I went to at LAFC, there were people they were playing like Portland or something, and there were people walking around in LA Galaxy tops. And I couldn't I couldn't believe it, man. I was like, if we were in the Emirates, like Arsenal Stadium, and someone was wearing a Spurs top, their rivals, it would be game over. Mate, I've hijacked this podcast and made it all about soccer, which I love.
For sure.
But maybe we should get back onto more kind of like creativity-led. Goop, was it you talking about like the funding cuts in creativity? Was that you that mentioned that?
Yeah, how it has been. Everybody's just like taking money away from organizations to put it in their pocket. I mean, it makes sense.
Well, it makes sense for some people.
Oh yeah, for the ones that are benefiting.
Yeah, exactly. But mate, no, and again, I think it's a really interesting talking point because, we need to do everything we can, right, to make sure that like the creative side of just anyone, but especially like young people, is not like forgotten about. Because otherwise, everyone's just going to grow up to be
dude,
fucking crazy.
Like robots. You're mass producing people right now, and it's just kind of crazy because I just don't want someone to like trades. Like neon sign making is dead. There's only like literally like 3 people in the nation that are still doing it. So it's like some people are upset because it's like you don't want to tell your secrets and your trades, but like you have to. I feel like you should pass the torch of knowledge or something that like at least people. I try to pass the knowledge only to people that like are working. Like if you're just asking for a handout, sorry Charlie, ain't got time for you. But if you're like working and I see you like constantly trying to figure it out and you're really like thriving for it, hey buddy, try this out. Oh damn, thank you. And then they're not just sitting on it. They're like, okay, now they're using that process, trying it out. So yeah, of course, I want to pass the knowledge to the next person because then it keeps art continuously going. If not, then it's gonna just be, well, you already see how it's going now.
Yeah, right. And do you boys feel? Because I do feel like like the creative side that I think every human has. Although obviously some people are like, oh, I'm not creative, but I think that that's just because it's not their thing, and it never was, but it could be. I think we all have like a kind of creative side to us, and I'm with you, Goop, there. I think that is the creatives. What we need is more creative people. That's what I feel. We don't need more smart people, more like politically minded people, more people with strong points of view on this side or that side. Geoff, what do you think about that? Sorry, do you know why I said that? Because you did a little laugh, and and up popped your head on, because I got it on speaker view. So up popped up. So I was like, yeah, Geoff.
That's fine.
Jeff's
No, that's fine.
something.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm there. I'm on it. No, I think that there is an equal, what is the word? Equal reaction. There is another part of that. There's a reaction to everything. So there's balance and counterbalance. So for instance, one of my friends, he started the company Baron Fig. It's a sketchbook company, and you would think that a sketchbook company wouldn't be able to survive in 2020, but it's thriving, and it's been thriving for the last 4 years. And I think that's a response to how digital everything is. So what I'm saying is, yeah, everything is going away from creativity, but there's going to be that it's inherent within us. There will be a reaction back towards it, even if it is grassroots. And the idea that we're taking money away from the system, did we ever have money in the system in the first place? Like, that's the real question, is like, what money was there in the beginning? Because every time I try and work with a city entity, the budgets are always so low. It's like, you can't guarantee anything with that. So, but I think there will always be that reaction against it. So however hard someone's pushing that out of the system, it's going to come back.
Yeah, very true. Very true. It's all about your mindset. You are what you're doing. If you're being lazy, then you're going to get all types of lazy responses. If you're active and pushing, you're going to get successful, manifestations per se.
Yeah, for real, man. And Paper Frank, what do you think, bro? Like, does the world need some more creativity? Does the world need to fucking chill out a bit?
Yeah, I feel like there's so much going on, man. It's like people are either super serious or don't take anything serious enough. But I feel like in times like these, creatives are kind of the most important people, because I feel like we announce what's going on, but not like the news, but just like to show that we are aware. But also just like, I don't know, we think about things differently, and I don't feel like enough kids are being brought up to think creatively for themselves anymore, especially the way school is now. It's like, I don't know, man. It sucks.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
yes.
Man. For real, man. But that's what I think. I agree with that completely. And I think, like being a creative person for me is the closest thing a human can do to reflect just like what life does anyway. Like the universe, created this planet and we didn't do that. Like the universe did that, or whatever you believe, a God. God could be universe, same thing. But we didn't do that. That's creativity. And I just feel that like a lot of times when things get super political and people have their very strong points of view, for me, that is like, wow, that's being really fucking human. Like, your point of view just like takes over and you just argue with other people with a point of view. But when you're being creative, obviously it's great to be creative and like, okay, here's a message that I want to give. But sometimes it's also good to just create, you know what I mean? Like a fucking tree grows. Like we can do that as humans, We can create paintings and sculptures and fucking 10-foot robots like Goopmassta that you buy piece by piece from his magazine.
And it only cost me 10 cents from the back of a magazine.
Bro, Goop, I had Che on here and we were talking about building a fucking massive robot that we would just use to, I don't know, like take over the world for good. But you could help us out with that.
Yeah, I could build a shell. I just don't know anything about processing or any digital stuff.
How long would it take realistically to build that? I think the robot's got to be like 100 feet tall.
Oh my God. I'll see you in 2032. Like, who's funding this? Because I'm an artist.
Well, we just spread the cost. If it's going to take that long, that's all right, isn't it? How much is that? 2032?
I would say that's probably 5 cents a day.
Oh, do you know what I've just seen out the corner of my eye, actually, which I wanted to talk to you about? And Lilypour was going to be on this one, but Lilypour and Nina couldn't do it. But you guys, Goop, Lilypour, and Nina, I think, but not Geoff. Definitely not Paper Frank 'cause he's not in LA. You're doing a show called Arch Nemesis.
Oh
Right?
yeah, man, with our homies at UKICS.
It's got some cool flyers. And so I just wanted to find out a little bit about that. I've also now just realized that by the time this podcast goes out, I think it will have happened.
Yeah.
So how was it?
See,
Did you
it
have a
was
good time?
amazing. There was so many people there. I think J-Lo passed by.
No, there wasn't so many people, mate. Social distancing. Remember?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were there virtually. Duh.
But what's the deal with it, man? Is it all about bad guys, or is that just the name?
No,
Or
it's
bad
just
girls?
it's just about like, I mean, I would guess kind of like a yin and yang, you know, like Homer and Ned Fred, Batman and the Joker. It's just kind of just
Oh, sick.
good and bad type of thing, you know. And
That's dope.
Yeah,
we
that's
have,
cool.
like-
So what have you got in there? What, like, is it top secret, or can you tell us what you? Well, no, the people would have been there, so you can just tell us exactly what you did.
You don't remember J-Lo was there? All right. So like I did a piece of art that's a triptych art. I think that's the word. I don't know art words, but a triptych, which is 3 pieces to make one. Hey,
Yeah.
well, thanks, brother. So it's like for me, I wanted to do the Tom and Jerry, but I wanted to like instead of just have Tom and Jerry, I wanted to kind of think about life as well. So I did dog eats cat, cat eats mouse, mouse eats bird, bird eats worm, like the whole system of life and how that's good and evil. Like, you know, we go through this, you know, the ecosystem basically.
Love it, mate. And what,
Yeah,
so what did you
go
do?
ahead.
Like a big canvas? What am I looking at when I go? When is it? Saturday.
It was last week Saturday.
Yeah,
Which
like
is
it was, last Saturday.
which is today, actually tomorrow, and whatever time span you're in, but.
Yeah, bro, that's sick. I want to pass through there, man. Like it's a thing that I can actually go to for now. Yeah. It's not
Yes,
it's not gonna get shut down.
we'll have people with all masked up to have safety for everybody. We'll have a temperature gauge at the door. So, you know, we're trying our best to just get back to normal and get shows. You know, everybody's shutting everything down and closing us up. And it's like, you know, man, like we're artists. We're trying to survive and our friends' business and galleries. And everybody's just trying to figure it out and move along, but still be, you know, safe. So we're just trying to make sure having a show, but being safe, you know, and just kind of going for it.
Yeah, mate, for real. It has to be done, bro. Has to be done. Well, I'm going to pass through, or I did pass through. It's going to be great,
I
or
did
it was
see you
great.
there.
Yeah, mate, for real. Cool, man. And Geoff, what's going, apart from Academy, have you got any fun thing? How has life been in the past couple of months, and what have you got like coming up? What's on your agenda?
You know, honestly, things are pretty slow. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So it's a lot of time that I have in the studio for my own stuff. I'm working on a project with LAFC at the moment. We're going to be doing a coloring book, so that'll release pretty soon. And other than that, what to look forward to? I don't know. I honestly don't. To me, that's what's so hard about this moment is like, there's not a lot to look forward to. So I think it's moments of like, what is a project that could sustain me? I have felt in some ways that I've lost a little bit of my curiosity. I think this moment hit, and then I thought it would be done a lot faster. And so I didn't condition myself to adapt fast enough. And now I just find myself having to adapt like almost every other week. So things like the 3D printer is a good instance of that. It's like, what can spark that again? What can get me a little bit more curious? And then how can I bring that back into the studio? So I think it's like everyone in this moment is like figuring out what's next, because I have no idea. And I do know that the way forward is making things. I just don't know what that means in 6 months. So yeah, I mean, the reality of the business world is marketing dollars have dried up, advertising dollars have dried up. Everybody's got to do something new, and we're all just, you know, I'm not bitter about it. Like, this is just a reality of it. So it's like we have to just I don't know, adapt at this moment, and then we'll get through it. I think one of the things that's been cool is like there's a lot of camaraderie. It seems like within the industry and within the people, everyone knows it sucks unilaterally. Like it's everyone is hurting. That's just the truth.
Yeah. No, mate, it's I mean, it's weird. It's just a tough one. And like, obviously everyone knows that it's been crazy, but I don't know what it's like in Atlanta, but a couple of weeks ago in LA, Frank, you know, it felt like things were sort of like starting to open back, or a month ago, things were starting to open back up. You know, I was going back to the studio, like projects that had started out being physical, and then because of COVID had either gone away or pivoted into something else, we're starting to come back in and like, okay, well, we can do something, but it's going to, you know, a bit like the arch nemesis show that Goop's doing. Okay, we can, you know, we're going to plan to do this, and it's going to be a one in, one out. And then, you know, me and Terry and the team are starting to think like, fuck, we weathered the storm, stuff's starting to pick back up, and the projects are starting to come back physical. And then, like, you know, last week, it's like, no, virus is coming back, pandemic's coming back, so you can keep your fucking job. So again, things that were pivoting are starting to, like, some of them are starting to disappear again, you know? So we're, like, trying not to panic again. But it's a tough one. But yeah, Frank, sorry, mate. What about you, bro? Like, have you got any interesting things apart from Academy coming up? Like, how's life been?
I got some cool stuff. Not really too much, like Geoff was saying, because everything is like, especially in Atlanta, everything was opening, but now they're closing it back up. And now the governor is suing our mayor because she wanted everybody to wear a mask mandate, but then he's trying to cancel that. So I think I have a show coming up with Greg and Mike. And if everything's still on, that's going to be a thing. And I have a few murals maybe up in Michigan, but we're just going to see. It's all kind of a waiting game.
That's it, man. That's all we can do at the minute. What a potential show with Greg Mike? Will that be at ABV Gallery?
Yeah, it'll be at ABV.
And is that like a group show, or is that?
Yeah, it's a group show. It's a group show. I can't remember the exact date right now, but I'll send you some info on it.
Mate, big up Greg Mike. I think Greg Mike's making a little special guest appearance at this Academy.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, sick. All right, boys. Well, are you all looking forward to the Academy? Have you got some like little special things planned?
I'm about to win it again, my guy. What was this?
Oh yeah, there's a battle. There's a battle at the end. I forgot about that.
When we did the first time, my team won. What was the name? What did we call it? We didn't call it Secret Walls Academy. What did we call it? School Walls.
School Walls. Yeah. So we've I had a lot to do with that. We've changed the name from School Walls to Secret Walls Academy, and that event was awesome, right? It was really cool.
That was great.
It was a great event. And you know, we've been doing this for a long time, like with School Walls. So like, you know, essentially like going into schools or youth clubs or whatever it is, and being like, all right, look, we do this event. People draw on fucking walls. It's amazing. We can here are some cool artists. They're going to give you some knowledge, and you can have a go. And, you know, like young people respond to it real good. But the little name change, that's just me tightening it up again. Because I was just kind of thinking to myself, right, as you might have been able to tell, I just didn't get on with school. I didn't like school. And look, I have nothing but respect for those teachers that need to be like acknowledged and praised, that love what they do. It's not just a job for them. They genuinely want to like pass on their creativity, pass on their knowledge, even, you know, if it's nothing to do with art. Those teachers exist, but there are also some that don't, and you know, and my experience with school wasn't very good. So I was just thinking, like, if I was a kid, I don't want to wear a hat that says schools or a t-shirt that says schools. I want to get the fuck away from school. So I just thought Sequels Academy. Now that sounds like a bit more fucking cool, you know. All right, I'm training to be like
it does sound a little more badass, for sure.
It's a little more badass, as Goop says.
I think it's a little bit more on brand too. Like you don't have to build a separate entity. Like
man,
Sequels just build on that.
And again, look, and I remember when we were talking about like what should we do for the Adidas School Walls, which again, Adidas smashed it. We love working with them, want to work with them again, and it turned out great. But some of the ideas that we were coming up with was like, we can turn our warehouse into like a school gym. But then same thing, I was like, nah, fuck that, man, because all these kids see a school gym every day. Like, they don't want to come to our warehouse and see another school gym. You know, let's show them our world, not like just reflect their world back at them. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, mate, that explains the little name change. But we're trying to fuel a lot of time and energy into the academy. You know, our kind of like slogan, I guess, just for sequels is like support your local artists, which we do. We're trying to, you know, it is important for us to like amplify artists' voices and, you know, give up and comers a platform, but also work with people like yourselves, established artists, and then kind of like show people that look up to you a little insight into what you do. But the academy is like the biggest thing on our agenda, I think, at the minute. You know, trying to tap into guys like you, girls like Lily, Paul, and Nina, and pass on the magic that you lot have got.
Can't wait, man. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could have did it in person, though.
Yeah, I think it would be a whole different experience for you.
I know, man.
It's cool. It was cool.
Man.
It was cool to see. It was cool to see the students, like the girls that I got, because my team was all females, and they were really timid that first day. I think they're just, you know, they're like 13, 14 years old and really timid. They have no idea what this guy with the beard is doing. Like, what I'm like their leader, and by the end of it, you could see them really coming out of their shell. And I was, you know, at school walls, what we did was we had the 4x4 foot, or no, it was a little bit larger, the canvas.
Yeah. And
it was supposed to just be on the canvas, and everybody was doing it on the canvas. And then I whispered in one of the girls' ears, I was like, just go on the wall. And she looked at me like, what are you talking about? I'm like, just go on the wall. Like, I know they're going to have to repaint anyways. Like, just go on the wall. And so then it just kind of like broke loose in their mind that they could go big, and they had a really good time just kind of breaking that rule. Like, it's such a taboo thing. Like, go out of the boundary, break the rule, and having someone say like, you can do that, I think was really cool for them.
Bro,
and
yeah.
That's dope.
Mate, it is. And like, you know, that is like so powerful, man, because again, the whole reason that she even looked at you like, huh, what? Like, is not even anything to do with art. It's just society in general. It's like, no, you have to stay on the fucking canvas. Yeah. Geoff just fucking like,
you gave her an epiphany, like, what?
Yeah. But mate, you know, dude, I was there for that event, obviously, and that's exactly it. Like, just watching all of the kind of artists come out of their shell at some point was pretty special. And that team, and again, as well, the fact that they were all girls, I loved that as well, because, you know, notoriously, there still is an imbalance in art. There seems to be way more kind of established male artists than female, you know, and to see like a group of girls just absolutely smash it and win it was a great thing, you know. So again, and I think that's the power of art as well, man. It's, you know, it's not just women. Like, we have a chance to lift up voices that need to be heard, you know, whether it's like women or black artists or Hispanic artists. And I think it's very, very important that, you know, that's what we do. Art is like a really kind of profound thing and a healing thing. So yeah, man, no, I agree with that wholeheartedly, Geoff, man. I think what we can do here is real powerful.
Hell yeah, have a league, an art league.
Have an art league. And if failing that, Goop's just going to get blunted.
Oh yeah, right after.
Like, hey kids, this is how you drink a Modelo.
I feel like we're at the like PE class and the football fields, like all the way in the back bleachers, like just having a academies talk in the backfields.
That's funny.
No, but we will, man. I can't wait till we can do like a physical event. This one is going to be great. And, you know, again, the timing, like, obviously no one wants to be stuck indoors, like, if they, you know, out of choice. But again, man, it's like, especially in LA and a lot of other places in America, it's like re-lockdown, you know? So I think this is going to come at an opportune time and be really good for a bunch of young people. And then look, hopefully when stuff starts to change, the next event we do will be in person, Frank's gonna fly in. We're gonna go watch LAFC beat Atlanta United. Frank's gonna be like, fuck it, I'm gonna move to LA. Jeff's gonna buy him the LAFC shirt.
Oh my God.
I
need to come back to LA, man.
I'm making giant robots because I'm commissioned to do a
Just
robot.
making robots in the parking lot.
Goop's gonna have the toe of the giant robot complete by then. The 100-foot robot with the 10-foot toe.
Either that, or I'm gonna go in the tow trucking business and just take all your cars away. There's good money in that, believe it.
I love it, man. For me, that comment was so left field. That's where I would just want to end the podcast. Tow trucking, bro. Goopmassta tow truck. All right, boys. Look, thank you so much for jumping on. You've been doing loads of stuff around this Sequels Academy, and it's very much appreciated. From the t-shirt designs to putting in all the effort on your lesson plans, like reposting and posting on social media, and then doing stuff like this. So thank you from me and the rest of the team. And good luck. By the time this comes out, it will have all happened. And you lot will be basking in the glory of teaching all the kids.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, vote for me, 2020. Goopmassta.
Goopmassta.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I like y'all shirts, man. I need one of y'all shirts. I need
everybody will have an ice cream sandwich.
Oh yeah, we need to
go buy some.
We need to give each artist all the other artist shirts. But if we did, how many shirts would that be? Emmett, how many shirts would that be? Would that be 25 shirts? Or like 4 times 5? It'd be 20.
Yeah, 20.
We might be able to. We got to get in quick because they're selling pretty fast. Yeah, all right. Let us know what shirt you want, because maybe there's some artists where you're like, I don't want that fucking shirt.
I want all of them. It's a whole experience. I need all of them.
Yeah. You got to say, yeah, me too. I love them all. No, I genuinely do.
I'll pass on mine.
Jeff, you've already got yours, mate, in a box.
Yeah, I know. I'll send it back.
All right, boys. Thanks a lot, man. Good talking to you, and see you soon, I hope.
All
right, guys.
Later.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.
Get out of here.
Goop, you can't, mate. You got to press leave twice.
I'm leaving, bro.